what's up? What's happening? It's your boy Young Noah checking in, chilling with the homie Roy Tosh live right now. Chat listening session. We also got the homie Ben Jar hanging out. What's good, people? What
What
up,
it do?
Mr. Roy? Mr. Roy, you still with us? Oh, I think he's gone.
Yeah, looks like it's me and you.
Well, anyway, Ben Jar, man. Honestly, bro, I first heard your music a long time ago, man, and I was just super excited to see that you had kind of took formerly known as 737 under your wing and kind of gave that boy a makeover, and now he just kind of doing his thing. So, how did you meet him?
Um, Sorry, I got my dogs coming in.
It's all good, bro.
Click, clacking around.
It's all good.
Met him, I think, not at the last Flavor Fest, but the one before. So I think
Okay.
it was 2012 Flavor Fest. And you still on?
Yeah, we here.
Okay. Met him there. He's like, oh, I just moved here, blah, blah, blah. Or moved to Florida, not to Orlando. Moved to Florida. And it was like in between Tampa and Orlando. And I knew one dude there, Adam Gilly. He's actually a producer. I was like, oh, you should link up with this dude. He lives around there somewhere.
Okay.
Whatever, just because he didn't know nobody. So
Yeah.
I hooked him up with him. And then Adam's a producer that I work with, and I worked with on my whole remix album, Haze and Reflections. He's more of like a pop and dubstep producer. So we brought him on for that. But anyway, I was leading like an artist and producer small group at the time, and I didn't even tell Jeff, Roy, Tosh about that because he lived so far. I was like, I'm not even gonna bring that up to him, and I didn't even know him, so I hadn't even heard his music, so I wasn't gonna invite him to my group at that point. But anyway, Adam, I hooked him up with Adam, so Adam started hanging out with him or whatever, and then Adam invited to the group. I was like, all right, cool, you can come. And then we just started chopping it up. He was telling me about what he was gonna do, like he's working on a record. I was like, cool, man, let me hear it. And so I heard some of it. He's like, yeah, this is who I'm gonna work with, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm like, well, have you exhausted all those options? Because there might be better options to pursue.
Yeah.
And there he is.
Hey, superstar. He's back. He's back. But you can go ahead, bro.
Yeah, so I was so after we just started talking about, I said, so have you explored all your options? And he said, nah, not really. So then we started exploring options, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know how many months later, but here we are. We ended up working together. So I don't know how in depth you want to go in on that, but
Awesome, man. I just wanted to know how it kind of came to be. I know Roy was talking about the rebranding process and how you kind of try to just make them over and just make them pop. You know what I mean? So what was that like?
Well, I love branding. I love everything about the music industry. Well, I love and hate. I love and hate everything about the music industry. But I love like the big picture stuff. Like I don't know. I feel like the Lord's given me an eye and an ear to like just kind of like know that no factor. Just like an artist has that it factor. Like you have that no factor. You can just either hear or know. Like boom, that's it, or no, that's not it. You know what I'm saying? So, right when he told me his name, in my head, I'm like, oh my God, you gotta change that name. That's like instant. And then like I saw some of his photos and stuff, and like he didn't know his branding, but his branding before, I was like, you gotta work on that, man. You look like it's 1995.
Yeah.
And so.
Be nice. Be nice.
This is the censored version, guys.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Nah, man, but the coolest thing, like, he's just super teachable, wants to learn, and like the dopest thing, like if you do have like a mentor, someone coaching you or helping develop you, he trusts me, which is like the best thing. But obviously don't just trust anybody, enough proof was there for him to trust me, and it was super dope just to be able to speak into it and see it come to life, like from when he first met me to like now, like the overall everything from image and branding, but also sound is like, I mean, it's night and day. So it was dope.
Awesome. All right, Mr. Roy Tosh, man. Sorry we lost you there for a second. Honestly, bro, I just want you real quick to just really introduce yourself, man, and just say where you from and just give us a little background on you.
Yeah, man. Roy Tosh. Roy is my middle name. Tosh is the end part of my last name. My last name's McIntosh. And originally from the Nap Town, we call it, Indianapolis, Indiana, baby. And man, my wife and I just moved down to Florida and so excited, loving the palm trees, although it's a little cold right now. And man, we're loving Florida, and that's how I linked up with Benja. We actually linked up over at Crossover Church in Tampa. I don't know if you mentioned that when I got disconnected there.
Mhm.
But man, just had an incredible year. It's been a huge season of growth, and been an artist for a while. Obviously, as he said, I went by 737, and thankfully, I'm so grateful, man, just for this whole process. Like Benja's been a huge answer to prayer, which I've told him. I always wanted someone that could kind of mentor me along like he has, and from everything, like from music quality to rebranding everything. And so I'm really grateful just with everything that's happened this year. And even from the name, like it's me. Roy Tosh is genuinely me. I feel great about it. I'm so excited. Obviously, we just released this mixtape, and just so excited, man. Moving forward, I'm excited.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. So what was it like when just going? Because I remember when I first heard about you, I think it was Rapzilla. They had posted you as like one of the top emerging artists. What was that? 2013.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And so that's kind of when I first had heard about your music and everything. And then next thing I know, I saw you in Tampa, and you was just hanging with Benja, just hanging out, and it was just cool to see the what the Lord has done with your career, man. Just taking you to the next level, and sonically, just taking your music to the next level. So what's it like just stewarding the new platform? Now that you're getting more attention and more people are kind of excited about what you're doing. What's that like?
Man, it's been incredible. Like I was even thinking about today. I've gotten so many messages and stuff, and or Twitter, messages, all that type of stuff, and just had so much positive response, man. Like people really appreciate the music. It's been incredible for real. I'm extremely grateful. And just looking back, man, it's been such a long process. A lot of work went into the album. Obviously, my heart and soul is in the album. Talking about just my life in general, and so man, it's been awesome so far, and really just fighting daily just to stay intimate with the Lord, and keep the fight to keep the main things, man. That's always been huge for me, and that's really where my heart's at. I'm a husband, and intimacy with the Lord is first, obviously, and then loving on the wifey, man, and then just serving people, man.
That's what's up. This question's for Benja. I know when you kind of took him and mentored him, was it tough to kind of have to just break everything he had did down and say you did everything wrong, and I'm sorry, we can't keep none of that? Was that hard to do, or?
It was not hard to vocalize it. Anybody that knows me, I'm a pretty blunt person.
Yeah.
I mean, but I do my best to do it in love. But so it wasn't hard to vocalize. I think sometimes explaining it so he would understand it was hard.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest issue I think we had was his vocal tone, that we were trying to find more of a natural tone out of it, because he used to try to push it and kind of create this higher tone, which I could tell wasn't natural. But not only that, I just didn't like the tone of it. I was like, I think let's try some. Let's experiment. With what's a more natural tone, like if you were talking but then you started rapping, as opposed to like going into your voice, rap voice. So that was crucial when we kind of found a more natural or comfort zone there. And it was fairly easy though. Just communicating, finding the right words and lingo, because I come from behind the scenes, like producer engineer, and he comes from artist standpoint, so we spoke different, you know what I'm saying? So once we conquered that, like, it was real easy. And ultimately he was hungry and worked hard, so that made it really easy. And I mean, I've worked with artists in the past that aren't hungry and don't work hard, and I don't work with them today, and that's why. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a very ambitious, driven, fast-moving person. So if you keep up, you know what I'm saying, we can work. If not, then holler at me later.
Yeah. So Roy, was that tough? I mean, just to have somebody come in and just kind of just they're trying to help you deep down, but was it a challenge to kind of make all those transitions and trust him as he was just leading you where he felt you should go?
Oh yeah, bro. It was really hard, man. I remember many days just like questioning things and spending a lot of time in prayer with my wife even. And man, my wife was so supportive through that whole process, and I'm so grateful for her. She's kind of like my backbone, man. And but yeah, man, there were many dark nights of the soul, and but man, like I said earlier, it really was an answer to prayer. I was so hungry to make good art, to make good music, to push myself. I've always wanted to push the boundaries. I want to, create art that is excellent. And so linking up with Benja, like I said, was an answer to prayer in that regard, because he had been to that next level, and so he could kind of like mentor me and kind of pull me up and push me even when I thought I couldn't go any further. I'm just like, man, like I gave it my all. He's like, no, you didn't. Like, you could do better. Like, go try this. And so it was a huge answer to prayer. But yeah, it was not easy, man. It was straight grinding, hard work. Like, I would send everything from going through the production to lyrics, revising the lyrics so many times, and then the recording process, like he said, was a totally different ball game, because it was so natural for me to stay in that high tone and just like try to kill every track, when it could have been like a more mellow beat, like some of the beats on this mixtape, and you can't do that with every track, and so I always wanted to learn how to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so I think he really pulled that stuff out of me and really just kind of helped teach me, like, you don't have to, scream on every track. Like, find your natural tone, relax, slow down, and just kill it. And so it was definitely hard, but man, it was a lot of fun, and it was an incredible process.
So what's the difference? I mean, like from 737 to Roy Tosh, like how would you explain how you really grew as an artist, and what can people really expect out of you now?
Can I answer that?
Get it. Get that.
See if you agree. Well, from 737 to Roy Tosh, now like 737, we already talked about his tone. Like could have been developed. We developed his tone. None of that, his cadence and rhythms and timings, to me, were super dated. So I put him in cadence boot camp, and he had to download the top 10 Dat Piff mixtapes and study every cadence. I put him through that boot camp, and then I said, after you study them, find what artists do their cadences resonate with you, and then adapt it to you and morph it into your own thing. So we did that. So that's one of the biggest things, like in Christian hip hop, man. If you ain't current with your cadence, like, stop rapping, because that's all. Hip hop is cadence and tone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Obviously lyrics, but like the first thing that's gonna grab somebody is your cadence and your tone.
Yeah, the sound.
That, then you ain't gonna get them.
Yeah.
So we got him current on his tone, got him current on his cadences, and then the dope thing that me and Sky's my production partner and writing partner. So me and Sky went in and demoed all these melodies for him, and got him start singing. You know what I'm saying? If you don't got memorable hooks, you ain't gonna get no listeners. So that's one thing that my favorite thing to do is hook write. You know what I'm saying? So we put him through hook writing. Like, he didn't know how to write a hook. He would just rap a hook, and it was like the same. Like, where's your verse end? Where's the hook at? I can't even tell. That's what most MCs do. They just rap straight through, and that's their hook. So we taught him song structure and hooks, and writing a memorable, catchy hook, and then also kind of helping him sing with his tone also with that. So we expanded him in a lot of different ways. That's what I would say.
That's what's up. Roy, what you think, man? Talk to me. Talk to me. Compare, contrast. Compare, contrast.
Man, from 737, I mean, first of all, you know, I think everything that I've done up to this point, prior to Roy Tosh, were really foundational steps for me. I mean, even from a spiritual standpoint, growing in Christ, I got saved in 2005, and I started off no excuses, but this is my story. I wasn't one of the dudes that was like freestyling in the cafeteria or anything like that. I was a huge hip hop fan, but had never rapped or anything like that, never wrote poetry, any of that. And I get saved, give my life to Christ, and from that point started, writing lyrics, all this stuff. And so, starting from ground zero, I had so much to learn and grind and just kind of, God always provided, kind of people to share with me along the way. But up to that point, I feel like, I hit a wall, like, but those were foundational, years of my life, musically. And I feel like now with Roy Tosh, I feel like it kind of sounds cliche, but I feel like I found myself, not only spiritually, but also musically, and found my niche as an artist, and am much more comfortable, obviously with my name because it's me, but also with the music. After having gone through this process, man, it was just incredible, and I'm excited to build from here, because I feel like I have found myself as an artist, and I'm just fired up, man. I'm excited about what's to come, and obviously about this mixtape.
That's what's up, man. I know, Benja, I know you got to dip out, man. I ain't want to hold up too much.
I got a good 10, 15 more minutes.
Oh, you cool? Okay, I just want to make sure, man.
Yeah.
My next question is really the music. This question's for Benja. What can we really, what do you like about him? What do you like about the new sound? What do you think people are going to gravitate towards when they hear his new stuff?
I mean, it's easy on the ears, and not only that, it's current. Like, that's my big thing. You'll keep hearing me say that, current, or dated. We don't want dated stuff, man. We want to be current. Like, I'm so sick. Bro, y'all don't realize how many artists, hit me up wanting to work or want me to hear their stuff. And, like, not only me, but, like, let's talk about, other artist friends that are way bigger than me, too, obviously. They get even more demos.
Yeah.
It's like the number one issue is these artists are not doing their research.
Yeah.
They're not studying. You know what I'm saying? So because they're not studying, they sound like 95. And because they sound like 95, they ain't going to have no impact in 2014. You know what I'm saying? So I'm most happy that we did like mad research on tracks that we've got for this. And then we got, obviously that's the first thing. You gotta get dope current tracks. So that, and then you gotta have dope writers on it, and all of us collectively wrote on it, and I feel like it's on point. I think for a free album or mixtape, whatever you want to call it, like it's one of the better ones I've ever heard. You know what I'm saying? Especially knowing where he came from and his level of music of 737 to now. Like, the come up was crazy, and y'all are gonna be really surprised when you hear his album that we're starting to work on. So
yeah.
Okay, that's what's up, man. I think we're gonna sample a little bit of your music with the Benja feature, the song "Take Me Back." So y'all want to have a listen real quick?
Yes, sir.
Hold on, we got technical difficulties.
Uh-oh.
We ready for it? Here we go.
Wanna take me back now? Please tell me why you do it. Cause this just don't make sense now. Wanna feel your love now, cause it's just too good to be true. I've known you for quite some time. Still I'm learning more about you, deeper blue. Oceans that you fill with truth. Your love's amazing, grace is saving. I live for you, 'cause you have never let me down. Why do you love me so unfaithful? I never keep my word, no. You still take me back. Why do you love me? Why do you want me? Why do you show grace? I fall down on my knees.
This is do or die. Standing on that rock now. So about to fly. Cause my God hold me down now. Feeling like my roots deep in the midst of these winds, but I won't break. Nah, my God never changed. Even when I'm down, He is faithful to remain. When I'm feeling pain, yeah, confident now in His love, so secure. Crying out for more. Lord, I'm letting go. I'm giving you control. You're calling me to grow. Even though it hurts sometimes, I know you make me whole. You're holding my hands and I know you're never letting go. I'm on that overflow, never low. Riding steady, immovable, I'm unbreakable. Try and shake me, but you'll never separate me, no.
Why do you love me so unfaithful? I never keep my word, no.
Man, you making that grown man music, boy.
Trying to.
Yeah, cuz you making that grown man music. I love it. Wow. So what's the response been? I know that song was that's one of your singles.
Yeah, man.
What's the response been like on that one?
It's been crazy. I don't know if you want to say anything, Benja, but from what I've seen, it's been crazy. Like I think everyone can relate to, especially the hook, like questioning God, why do you love me? Like, I'm so unfaithful. Like, you know, I think every believer can relate to that. And you don't even have to be out in some, you know, huge sin or something like that, but everything from the motivations of our heart, you know, which obviously God sees clearly. Like, you know, we can waver so much as Christians, and I think just the security and the satisfaction that we have in the grace of God is just mind-boggling. It's crazy, crazy love, as Francis Chan says. And so I think people could really, you know, relate to that and grab onto that. So
I got a little something, and it's not even about like if you in some quote unquote crazy big sin, because if you have a proper view of God, then no matter what you do makes you dirt. You know what I'm saying? So when you have a real proper view of God's perfection and holiness, you should sit there. I don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? You should sit there and like, why do you love me? I'm trash. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do I have to offer? What are you getting out of this? Like, I have nothing to offer you. And like that's the way I write all my music. Like, I write for the broken soul, because like that's who we are. And if you ain't broken, then you better get broken, because it's the only way to grow.
Yeah, man. So what's y'all boys got deep real quick. What's your favorite song on the album?
Whew,
You can pick two, man. You can pick two.
I mean,
No pressure.
No, I got to. I definitely have to say, for me, "Pop Off," the intro was definitely one of my favorites, just because I love the just the grimy beats like that. And so I love the intro. And then, man, the heartfelt tracks like "Take Me Back." I love. Like, I remember, you know, when Benja wrote that hook and sang it and sent me it, man, it brought tears in my eyes. Like, you know, because everything I wrote in that song, like, it was just like, obviously walking out of all that stuff, and even as Benja said, like, you know, just being overwhelmed with the grace of God. So that song meant a lot to me, and obviously, you know, we chose it as a single, and so I would say those two off top, man. But
you did a video to that joint, didn't you? One of the video to
Pop Off?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we did a Pop Off video. Shout out to Dylan Chase, man. We actually shot that at Flavor Fest, which is where I found out to meet you as well. So
Yeah. There was heck of videos being shot down there behind the scenes, man.
Yeah, man.
We want to sample it right quick, man. We're gonna run pop off real quick and just let the people get a taste for those who haven't heard it. We're just gonna play about 35 seconds of it.
I do whatever it takes. Eternal pleasure for pain. Living my life for the cream. Feeling like I'm about to blast off. Just being me, mask off. Born in the year 86, then rebirthed in 05. Now I go by Roy Tosh. Revert the name. Who am I? A son to a king. Yeah, fully surrendered, I'm on. Living water, so I'm gone. Dead to the old like a catacomb. Social love got me feeling in the zone. Welcome to my world, lift up them shades. Let you see it all, blues and grays. Pop off. This music busting out the frame. About to pop off. Pop off.
Dope. So when you was doing your research, man, when me and Ja had you, in class, you know what I mean, learning how to, take it to the next level. Who was your? I know you're not copying nobody, of course, but you know what I'm saying. Who were some of the artists that you kind of look to kind of see what's new, what's hip, what's relevant?
Yeah, man. One of the guys that I remember initially Benja mentioning was Kasky, which he's actually a local artist from Orlando, and he has his
Cash Money.
What's up?
He's on Cash Money. New artist on Cash Money.
Yeah, and so he has a similar tone to me,
Mm-hmm.
and man, he kills just some of his rhyme schemes, like just murders them. And then he also recommended Ace Hood. Which so I got to listen to some of his stuff, and then just radio in general, like studying the culture, like this past season of my life, which Lecrae actually recommended a lot of worldview studies to do, and just studied like a lot of worldview materials, and Francis Schaeffer, people like that, and so it was cool too, because honestly that was the first time that I had studied culture, and so it was cool for me to hear like what they're saying, hear their worldview, etc., and then obviously study vocal cadence. Man, some of the those two guys that I mentioned, obviously, and amongst many others, are so gifted. So it was challenging to me. It was just like, man, I gotta bring it. Like one of the things I remember Benja saying, because we actually had an album, and I was supposed to cut it in Nashville, and we ended up dropping that whole project. I think we used 2 songs from that, and one of the things that I remember Benja saying, which was hard to hear at first, but as I said, it was an answer to prayer. Like he said, "You don't sound believable," and it was just like, man, like I know I believe this stuff, but. And that's one of the things that as I listen to those 2 artists, and even on the radio, man, like you believe what those people are saying just by the way they bring it. Like it's heartfelt, it's passionate, like, and so, even picking up on stuff like that, and then obviously making those things my own, being me, so yeah, it was a dope process.
That's something I want to talk about, because I'm sure you mentioned secular artists, you're gonna have people trying to talk about. So like I was talking earlier, like you gotta be current, right? Like you wanna, if you want effect on current culture, meaning like the youth, like then you gotta come at them in their lane, in their language. Otherwise they ain't gonna hear you.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, right? So when we study these artists, like I've met a lot of people, I'm sure you guys have too, that like will now listen to secular music, and they have their reasons, and that's dope. But if you are an artist, like how are you gonna know the temperature of the music right now?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The flavors that's going on. So like as a producer, writer, and artist myself, like I spend my time studying the current culture. Now I'm not sitting here being entertained and getting excited about the lyrics they're saying, because I don't get excited about anything they say. I might get excited about a melody, or what I'm saying, a chord a rhythm that I love, and that's what we do. Every artist, and I'm kind of talking to you fans out there, like every good artist right now, that's what they do. The reason they are where they are is because they study. You know what I'm saying? They ain't just like, not to say that God couldn't give you some new cadence. Of course he could. But in my opinion, and people can disagree, but if you want to steward your gift and if you want to be effective, you have to study current culture.
Yeah. That's dope, man. That's dope. That's dope. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying, anybody out there, you know, writing y'all boys off right now, you know.
Uh-oh.
It's crazy. It's crazy. But another question I had was your concerts, man. You know, I know as an artist, as a hip hop artist, Christian, you know, who's proclaiming, you know, a message of hope in Jesus. Sometimes it can be, you know, discouraging when you're trying to figure out if God is leading you to pursue this as a career, or is this just a hobby, or am I wasting my time? So it's just as an artist, as you know, were traveling and doing your concerts and putting your music together, what was it that kind of kept the fire going, or that kept you kind of pursuing this as a ministry or as a career?
Yeah, man, a lot of thoughts. I think the first thought, like, having known that, yes, this is something that God has called me to, I've seen him use it time and time again. You know, so initially, you know, deciding that thing, obviously I would encourage even artists that may be listening, like, I would encourage you to, you know, first of all, run it through your local church, like, be connected to a local church, be serving in a local church. And if you feel, you know, called to this type of ministry, then ask them what they think, etc. Like, that's one of the things I'm eternally grateful for, man, is just mentors in my life. The Bible says, you know, obviously Proverbs talks about in the abundance of counselors, there's victory. There's so many verses like that. And so anyways, knowing that God had called me to this, I think, because there are so many nights where I'll come home sometimes, and my wife would tell you this if she was on here, but I'll just be like, sometimes just like, man, why am I doing this? Like, and question myself, like, am I really making an impact? God, is this what you want me to do? Like, and all this, you know, these doubts can come and all that type of stuff. And I think for me, which this is a tag for my wife, and I have a nonprofit organization as well that we kind of funnel everything through, and the tagline for that is just one more. And that's really my heartbeat as well. You know, from the get-go, the original intention of my heart in getting into music was to reach just one more with God's love. And you know, obviously I want to raise the standard of, you know, from an excellence standpoint, like, have the art speak for itself, create incredible art. But my heart is to reach people with the same message that has changed me, saved me, etc. And ultimately love on people like God has loved on me, which was obviously completely undeserved for me. And so yeah, man, that's kind of what keeps me going at the end of the day is just my I guess passion for, you know, people who don't know Christ, and then passion also to encourage the body, which I think is constantly renewed through just daily intimacy with Jesus. So what up, TJ?
What up,
man? TJ Pompeo,
what up?
Mr. Bag himself, man. What's good, boy?
Fellas? What's going on? How y'all doing?
We cooling, man. We cooling, bro.
Good to see you guys.
Welcome to the chat, man. Welcome to the chat.
Sure.
Before you get out of here, we want your life story. You know, tell us where you were born. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing. but Roy, like, when you put the album together, you know, the album was called The Revert.
Yeah.
And what is the theme? What was the theme of this project?
I think the biggest thing was just reverting back to me. You know, not only obviously from a name, so a rebranding standpoint, obviously, you know, I was formerly known as 737, now Tosh. So reverting back to myself, 737 was a manufactured name. But also, you know, spiritually, taking off the mask and letting people in, and losing it. You know, the first single we dropped was, you know, a perfect example of that. Like, in that song, I'm just extremely honest about my life, like, and even the title, Losing It. Like, there's times where I feel like I'm losing it. Like, I don't know what's going on. Like, you know, I feel like God is distant. I feel you know, my emotions are all over the place. They can be like a roller coaster, and you know, so just kind of dropping the mask and reverting to myself. Who am I? I'm a child to our Father in heaven. I'm a son to our Father. I'm Abba's child, and that's who I am, and that's what defines me. And you know, so yeah, man, that's basically it. Revert.
That's what's up, man. Well, we got TJ in the house, man. I know TJ is featured on the song Lean with Black Knight.
Lean.
Yeah, so we wanna run this track, man, and let the people hear the homie TJ. And
Do it.
I don't know how much TJ charged you, you know, to get on this song. You know, his price is cheap these
Nada.
days, you know what I'm
Hey,
saying?
he broke the bank, man. He broke the bank, bro. Come on.
Zero.
Hey, cashatfans.com.
I don't know what Ben Job budget was like for this project. You know? I hope, you know, TJ was, you know, leaning
Uh-huh.
it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's up, man.
You run solo, better fall back. Keep behind that line, run it back. No team me, my click deep. Keep the crew round when we roll in the streets. Beating like some Dre's, all in one accord. Need more than one when you go to war. Straight from the pack, thinking you an animal. You get torn apart, welcome to the jungle. Like a convict, we all got a pass. Need to share the truth like we been unmasked. Be selective with the crew, who you running with. You'll become just like the team, that's a guarantee. Jordan was the greatest, not without Pippen. LeBron killing boys, but he need Wade. You get the pick, double back. Switch it up, nigga, gon' lean back. Lean back like a 6'4". Clicked up, rolling deep in the low lows. Lean back like a 6'4". Keep the crew around, no You can see it straight jigging. Come through, you can see it straight jigging. Lean back like a 6'4".
Word is cocaine, I'm high off the spirit. Fresh rapper Nike strapped up, man, I'm winning. Walking down the street, boom box on my shoulder. Got my people with me and we living and we just jigging. Turn up for what? My big bang. Take the word where I go, yeah, I'm in the Bay. California Bay, representing W in the air. Summer falls at the winter, don't you get it? Live by the word, glasses on, I'm a nerd. I clocked in, so you know I gotta work. Headphones on, man, I'm vibing. I be SMG, boy, you gon' learn about it. 2-0, rolling in that 6'4". Big K, and you know I'm on that West Coast. Jigging, man, I'm jigging. This one's for your speakers, turn it up, cause we in it.
Lean back like a 6'4". Clicked up, rolling deep in the low lows. Lean back like a 6'4". Keep the crew around, no You can see it straight jigging. Come through, you can see it straight jigging. Lean back like a 6'4".
My crew stay true, ain't no other way. They be the kind of cats who don't run away. We roll across the country, 100 haze. I'm a centipede, I roll with 100 legs.
Clicked up.
10 toes deep, what we preach. We never thirst for what we seek. I ain't the centerpiece, I can't front that. And if I think I am, yeah, they confront that. No, who know what you know about my crew though? We roll mucho, they bulldoze my pseudos. Can't take them out like judo, but kudos for trying. My team cool, yo, my Guidos and my prosciuttos. We be the type of team that could dream. Yeah, we be the kind of squad that with steam. Yeah, they be the kind of dudes who be checking on me whenever. And so when we lean together.
Lean back like a 6'4". Clicked up, rolling deep in the low lows. Lean back like a 6'4". Keep the crew around, no You can see it straight jigging.
Oh,
Oh.
y'all boys turning up, man. Y'all finna have me get up dancing, man, but I'm gonna scare all our viewers away. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna let Ben Job handle that.
Yeah. Not in the onesie, man. Not in the onesie.
Oh, shout out to Ben Job, man. He got on the fatigue onesie, man. You can only get that on eBay, man, in that size. Only on eBay. It's not at Babies R Us. Babies R Us. Man. Dope, man. The music is sounding great. Listen, if you want to get this project, it's free and it's available to you on jamthehype.com. So right now, stop what you're doing. Stop looking at us. Go to jamthehype.com. You're already on there, but the link is there somewhere. I'm not sure where it is. But download this project, man. Support the homie Roy Tosh. Show love. Retweet it. Share it on your Facebook. Post it on your Instagram. All of that, man, because from what I've heard so far, this is an excellent project. You got Benja doing production, and you know it's second to none, so it's definitely worth your list. TJ, what's up, man? Tell me, what was it like working with Roy, man? Tell me, because I trust your judgment.
Roy's my dude. I actually met him. I met him through Level 316 a few months ago. I think it was like, what was it, last summer? Jeff, was it last summer, something like that, right?
Yeah, man.
So we met out in Indy when he was living out in Indianapolis, and just linked, man. We just built, went out and had some Chick-fil-A out there a couple times.
Oh, Christian chick.
I remember that. Come on.
We grubbed. It was good, man. We just built, got to know each other and stuff, and hung out in the studio. I was out there working on Level 316 stuff, mixing and editing their album, and he came through, and we just got to know each other mutually in that kind of environment, because I was there for a minute. We just stayed connected and stuff, and then I was working on a song, one of my own, Obey Your Thirst, and hit him up for a feature on that joint. He did that one, and then when he was working on this, he hit me up and asked me if I wanted to do a verse on this. I was like, of course. And I liked it. I liked the beat, loved the concept, so I was like, yeah, I'm definitely down for it. So Jeff's my dude.
That's what's up, man.
My dude.
He killed it too. He murdered it.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that.
So Roy, what's next, man? You got some tours coming up. You got some concerts. I know somebody shouted out, what is it, Saint
Kitts. Yes, Saint Kitts, man. Yeah, I'm so excited. Shout out to everyone in Saint Kitts, man. I'm so excited to come out there, and got some shows coming up. You can just check on my website. It's roytoshmusic.com. And especially excited about Saint Kitts. We're going to be doing a lot of school assemblies throughout the week and promoting the concert, and going to be doing an end of the week concert, which I'm just super excited to go down there. Wifey's coming with me as well, and so yeah, man. And then up next, man, like I'm already writing, and just browsing themes, stuff like that, studying, etc. for another album, even though we just released this one, and hoping to start working on that soon with Benja and Sky again. So.
That's what's up, man. You got a question from Mr. Adam Gilly. He's asking will there be any remixes from this project?
Probably not this project, just because it's a mixtape. But definitely open for that for the next mixtape, and might have to have the Ginger Beer Click remix a little something for me.
Already.
Wow. What's a typical show like, man? I mean, I know from the music I've heard, we've heard some stuff that was pretty grown, man. We've also heard some stuff that was pretty turnt. So what's the typical show setting like for you?
Yeah, man, that's another thing that, to be honest, that Benja has helped me with and kind of helped me think about what do you do during a live show. Like for example, one of the things he helped with was just talking about not having a lot of dead space. Like, obviously you can talk in between songs, but one of the things he encouraged was having background music, like filler tracks, all that type of stuff. So, I've added that stuff to the live show, and then, man, live, like, I go crazy, man. I'm kind of, like, laid back, but, man, like, I turn up at the shows, man. I go crazy, jumping around, get people involved. I love getting the crowd involved, so it's very interactive. And then, obviously I shared my heart earlier, man. Always want to, depending on the concert, depending on how much time I have, but, always want to clearly present the gospel, just tell people that God loves them, and what Jesus has done on the cross, and he's the focal point for everything I do, obviously. And, interweave my story and kind of what happened with my life and all that type of stuff. So
that's what's up, man. That's big. The homie Benja just getting you right over there, man. Might have to hire you, man. You gonna come to Atlanta, man, hang out for me for about 2 months. Yeah. That's what's up, man. this question is for Benja. What's next for you? I mean, I know you're hanging out with us. You know, appreciate your time.
Yeah, man. Just in November, just released a remix album called Haze and Reflections to my previous album I released earlier called Vanity Fair. Just been rocking that. Been doing some videos. Just dropped a video, I think Monday it came out, featuring Blanca from Group One Crew, and video super dope. We got another video coming out for Haze and Reflections. So just kind of working and promoting Haze and Reflections right now.
Mm-hmm.
What's in store for 2014 is I'm releasing 2 Loved Ones albums. And for you guys that don't know, Loved Ones is my reggae brand, where Benja is my urban brand. So I'm going in hard with Loved Ones this year. We're doing a free album, probably gonna come out in early February.
Okay.
And then coming out with a full-length album in May.
And you just got back from Brazil or something? You was somewhere?
Yeah. November I was touring Brazil, and then in December I was in Uganda, Africa. So
Nice.
we're moving.
What was that like, man? I know Brazil is crazy, bro.
Yeah, Brazil's dope, man. Like, Lord's definitely giving me favor over there. Like, it's crazy. Like, like this is what I've realized. Internationally, fans don't care what label you with or what artist you've done songs with. They care how your music sounds.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that's been super dope. But, like, in the States, I've realized, like, fans here care what label you with.
Yeah, for sure.
Featuring. You know what I'm saying? It's much more political. So, to be honest, it's a little bit harder here in the States. Because, like, overseas, I've done nothing to market overseas. But I've done tours overseas where I'm a headliner. I've never done a tour here where I'm a headliner.
Yeah.
And all I've done is market to the States. You know what I'm saying? But I'm also, I'm a real independent artist. Like, I have no assistance in my business, in my music. I mean, I have a production team, but in terms of, like, label-wise, I don't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that shows it's hard, man. Being a real indie artist is really hard, and I don't enjoy it, I'm be honest. Like, it's hard, you know? We lost something.
Wow. I think I froze up. Let me repeat that. I think we had froze up.
Oh, your internet is whack.
It's not me, man. I'm sorry. But yeah, I was saying that Benja, you've had a lot of longevity here, man. I remember when I was first becoming a Christian, man, your music was popping. You know what I'm saying? And you've just been able to remain just a present figure in the industry. So how have you been able to do that?
I mean, it's crazy hearing that from you. That's an encouragement, because I feel like it's so up and down, you know what I'm saying? But I think I've been able to maintain that because I'm so in control of my music, the main producer and everything behind it. I do have a team, but, you know, obviously I am the final say. I think that I'm so deeply involved in my music and in my videos and in my artwork and in everything that there's been just a consistency of a brand and a quality that people have been attracted to and grown to love. That's what I would say. I'd say, because that's what makes me different than most artists. Yeah. Most artists are artists. You know what I'm saying? I come from behind the scenes. Yeah. And I enjoy behind the scenes better. The only reason I became an artist, for real, is because I started having too much downtime in the studio, and I just developed my voice to where it kind of got good enough to where people were like, hey, you sound kind of dope. Maybe we'll leave you on this hook. You know what I'm saying? But not only that, I also went through like a crazy discipleship time, and just like God picking me up and slamming me on my head about 10, 20 times, and just got worked over. Kind of like how I worked Tosh over musically. Like, I got worked over just spiritually and theologically and everything. And like at that point, then I was like, I have something to say, because I kind of know what I'm talking about now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I had like a real message at that point, and that's when I really got inspired. And it was like 4 years ago when I started pushing my own music.
That's dope, man. That's excellent. TJ, what's good, man? Talk to us. What's new? What's going on, man? I know a lot of buzz is going around your name right now, man. Talk to me.
Lots new, bro. You might have seen on Facebook and stuff yesterday. I announced the official announcement. You know, I know we'd made the announcement a couple months ago at Unashamed Conference, but that was more or less, we just wanted to kind of capitalize on that opportunity at that moment. But like, this is like the official moment to announce the signing with the Truce label, Mixed Bag Records. And we'll be officially launching and showcasing all the artists on the label at the Stellar Awards after party thing on the 18th of this month up in Nashville. So yeah, we're stoked, man. We're excited. That's what's next for me. And then I got a couple shows in February, and then I think possibly South by Southwest in March is a possibility. Yeah, so there's a lot going on right now, man. Just working on new music.
Dope, man. That's excellent. That's excellent, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Glad to hear that, man. Glad to hear that. I know we was in Trinidad when you had first told me.
Yeah.
You were signed and we was down there rocking out. And you actually did that Obey Your Thirst song down there, and that mug went over super well.
Yeah, they like that. That was cool.
Crazy.
That was a fun show. Yeah, that was Trinidad was when I first mentioned it to you. You know that he was talking to me about it, and that I was still kind of deciding and stuff like that.
Like you better sign. That's what I was in your ear. Like, don't be crazy.
All right. So,
that's what's up, man. Yeah. Roy, man, I appreciate your time, Roy. I'm really excited to see what God is really gonna do with you, and I'm happy that you linked up with Ben Jar and was able to just create a classic, man, and create excellent music, because I know it's hard to get quality production.
Yeah, man.
It really is, and Ben Jar is a true professional, so you're a lucky man. I think Daraj's about to hop in this mug, and he's coming.
Uh-oh.
I think he's coming. He's coming.
What, he thinks he gets to come stylishly late or something?
He gets to make a
Daraj backwards.
Hopping in this late.
Jared is coming through. But let's play that song with you and Daraj, and we'll see if he comes through.
Shut it down.
Change lives around.
Woo.
My circle. You can say he got that swerve. Son of
That sounds sick.
change lives around my circle. You can say he got that swerve. Son of the living God, only begotten one mighty to save. Omnipotent power, he turned it around, even beat that grave. Eternal light, full of grace and truth. I could go on for days. Infinite, yet he never changed. He's the same today. Keep buzzing like I am steady gazing. Thief in the night, he about to break in. We got that debt, he paid them wages. Savior of the world, rock of all the ages. Nobody greater, he the most high. When he arrived, you know he shut it down. You know he shut it down, down, down. Nobody greater, he the most high. When he arrived, you know he shut it down. You know he shut it down, down, down. You know he shut it down.
Love that track.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. Shut it down.
We tried, Mr. Jared backwards, I guess.
He didn't happen.
You won't get to make your grand entrance.
What a scrub.
You must have a PC or something.
It's not me, man. I'm not in control. I'm not in control of the chat. I'm not in control of the chat. I'm sorry.
What a scrub.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. The Revert is available. JamTheHype.com. It's on the front page. You can get it. It's free. Don't waste your life. Get that. Roy, tell us where we can find you at. Facebook, Twitter, everything.
Yeah, man. All the social media is the same as my website, which is roytoshmusic.com. All the social media: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, at Roy Tosh Music, and that is it.
That's branding right there.
That's branding.
That's branding.
That's the first step. Get all your social media the same.
Yes.
And no, I do not have a PC, man. I don't. Sorry. But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys' time, man. It's your boy Young Noah hanging out with TJ Pompeo, Roy Tosh, and Ben Ja. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us. Grace and peace. Have a good night, gentlemen. Appreciate everybody's time. Peace.
20 top artists, 20 exclusive tracks, only $9.99. Jam the Hype, Volume 1. Life Turned Up, featuring tracks from Flame,
Night, everybody at that club, and you wanna be with them. Girls wanna have fun next day, it's straight Saturday night.
Cameron, Jacob,
Life, not mine, not mine. Come on, all that I am, all that I do before.
Bruce
I'd
Line,
much rather be down with my friends than cool with my enemies. Yeah, I love the people, but them crowds be finicky. Got this here on lock, they tryna get in the key.
George
Said that I'm
Moss,
forgiven, washed away my sin. Every time I think about it, it literally makes me sick. I feel so guilty in my mind, can't even fathom how you could take the blame and use it, cross the bridge, the chasm. I know.
Volume 1, Life Turned Up. Champ, the hype, the life in hip hop.